Aristotle was born around 384 BC in the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedonia, where his father served as the royal doctor. He grew up to be arguably the most influential philosopher of all time, earning modest nicknames like the Master and simply the Philosopher. His first major role was tutoring Alexander the Great, who soon after conquered the known world. Aristotle then moved to Athens, collaborated with Plato for a while, and eventually branched out on his own. He founded a school called the Lyceum, which French secondary schools, the lycées, are named after. He enjoyed walking while teaching and discussing ideas, earning his followers the nickname Peripatetics, the Wanderers. His numerous books are actually lecture notes. Aristotle was deeply interested in how things function. How does a chick develop in an egg? How does a squid reproduce? Why does a plant thrive in one place but struggle in another? And most importantly, what makes a human life and a whole society flourish? For Aristotle, philosophy was about practical wisdom. Here are 4 major philosophical questions he addressed. 1. What makes people happy? In the Nicomachean Ethics, named after his son Nicomachus who edited it, Aristotle aimed to identify the factors that lead to a good life. He proposed that successful people possess distinct virtues and suggested that we should better identify and nurture these virtues in ourselves and others. Aristotle highlighted 11 virtues: courage, temperance, liberality, magnificence, magnanimity, pride, patience, truthfulness, wittiness, friendliness, and modesty. He noted that each virtue lies between 2 vices, occupying what he called the golden mean. For instance, in Book 4 of his Ethics, under the title Conversational Virtues, Aristotle discusses the balance between wit, buffoonery, and boorishness. Knowing how to have a good conversation is crucial for a good life. According to Aristotle, some people lack a sense of humor, becoming bores, while others overdo it, becoming buffoons. The virtuous person finds the middle ground, being witty but tactful. Aristotle even created a table of virtues, showing too little, too much, and just right. Change in behavior takes time and practice. As moral goodness is the result of habit, Aristotle believed that people lacking virtue should be seen as unfortunate rather than wicked, needing better teachers and more guidance instead of punishment. 2. What's art for? At the time, tragedy was the blockbuster art form. Athenians watched gruesome plays at festivals and open-air theaters, with playwrights like Aeschylus, Euripides, and Sophocles being household names. Aristotle wrote the Poetics, a manual on writing great plays, offering tips like using peripeteia, a change in fortune, and anagnorisis, a moment of revelation. But what is tragedy for? Aristotle's answer is catharsis, or catharsis, which means cleansing. Tragedy helps clean up our emotions, particularly our confusions around fear and pity. We're often hard-hearted or have exaggerated fears, and tragedy reminds us that terrible things can happen to decent people, including ourselves. This teaches us compassion and reinforces important truths about life. Art, for Aristotle, is about making profound truths memorable. 3. What are friends for? In books 8 and 9 of the Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle identifies 3 types of friendship. The first is based on fun, where each person seeks pleasure from the other. The second is strategic, where people enjoy each other's company for mutual benefit. The third is true friendship, where one cares for another as much as oneself. True friends share each other's joys and sorrows, making one more vulnerable but also stronger. This kind of friendship expands one's life, making both individuals larger, more resilient, and fair-minded. Friendship teaches us what we ought to be and is the best part of life. 4. How can ideas cut through in a busy world? Aristotle observed that the best argument doesn't always win the debate. In Athens, public decisions were often made in the agora, where orators competed to sway opinions. Aristotle studied how audiences are influenced by factors beyond logic and facts. Unlike Plato, who avoided public debate, Aristotle embraced it and invented rhetoric, the art of persuasion. He believed thoughtful, serious people should learn to be persuasive. Aristotle emphasized recognizing and addressing people's fears, understanding the emotional side of issues, and using humor and examples to engage attention. Philosophy, according to Aristotle, remains practical and essential for effective communication and understanding.